This is the AEW Grandslam 2022 results video, which happened in Queens in New York City, in front of a packed house at Arthur Ashe Stadium. The show started with a match between Chris Jericho vs Claudio Castagnoli for the Ring of Honor World Championship, and the result of this match was Chris Jericho defeated Claudio Castagnoli by pinfall after hitting a low blow, but the referee didn't see that and then connected the Judas effect, and now Jericho is the new Ring of Honor World Champion. Then we saw a tag team match between Keith Lee and Shane Strickland versus the Acclaimed for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, and the result of this match was the Acclaimed won the AEW World Tag Team Championship by pinfall with mic drop from Max Caster on Shane Strickland. FTR are interviewed backstage, and Cash Wheeler says all four guys killed it and congratulates the Acclaimed before saying they've been #1 contenders since like April and they like their shot now, but then comes the ass boys roll up to make fun of them and we go to break. Back from commercial, Tony Schiavone interviews Wheeler Yuta, but before Yuta can get more than a few words out, MJF interrupted him, and he said Wheeler will never get a reaction as he did, and it's not just because he's mid, it's because he's a god to these people and they adore and worship him. He calls himself a generational talent and Yuta mock claps for him before admitting there's some truth to what he says. He's a generational talent, sure, but he also has more catchphrases than friends and he's a master of the low-hanging fruit. He brings up Max's engagement and congratulates him. She's a wonderful young lady, and smart, maybe a little too smart, because she's already figured out what the rest of us know, that MJF is a spineless, worthless piece of human garbage and she's gonna walk out on him just like he did on AEW. MJF said to Yuta that you can still ask your mentors for advice, like go to Danielson to ask how to be injury prone, and Moxley's not all there, or to William Regal to learn how to pop pills. Yuta shoves Max, Friedman returns a headbutt and then knocks Tony Schiavone over. Yuta takes him down and wails on him until Morrissey makes the save and chokes him out. MJF clobbers Wheeler with the Dynamite diamond ring and security finally arrives. We get footage of Tony interviewing Jade Cargill earlier today, and she says she's that bitch and she'll go after the main title on her own time. Diamante rolls up with Trina in tow and Jade says she'll see both of them on Friday. Then we saw a match between Orange Cassidy vs Pac for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship, and the result of this match was Pac won the match by pinfall with a lateral press to retain the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. Then we saw a fatal four-way match between Athena vs Britt Baker vs Serena Deeb vs Toni Storm for the interim AEW Women's World Championship, and the result of this match was Toni Storm won the match by pinfall with a crucifix pin on Dr. Britt Baker to retain the interim AEW Women's World Championship. Post-match, a bloodied Britt Baker attacks the champ and beats her down, and then Jamie Hayter charges down and pulls her away from Storm, locking eyes with the doctor, and then they attack Toni Storm together and beat her down. But then we saw a huge surprise by the AEW, former WWE superstar Paige aka Saraya comes to the All Elite Wrestling. She stands tall in the ring while everyone looks on in awe. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Bryan Danielson vs Jon Moxley for the vacant AEW World Championship, and the result of this match was Jon Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson by submission after the referee stoppage with a sleeper hold and becomes the new AEW World Champion. After the match, the show goes off the air.